In the heart of the Middle East, an ancient chessboard is being reset. The players are not kings and queens of old, but global superpowers and regional titans, their moves dictated by history, ambition, and survival. For decades, a shadow war has been waged between the United States and Iran, a complex ballet of sanctions, cyber attacks, and proxy conflicts. But now, the whispers in the corridors of power speak of a new, more dangerous phase. Allegations of a clandestine pact between America and its staunchest ally, Israel, suggest a coordinated strategy to dismantle the Iranian regime once and for all. Is this the endgame of a 40-year feud? A preventative strike to neutralize a perceived threat? Or a calculated gamble that could ignite a firestorm across the globe? We peel back the layers of propaganda and diplomacy to uncover the hidden agendas and secret blueprints that could redraw the map of the modern world. The stakes have never been higher, and the first move has already been made. The year is 1979. The world watches as Iran's Peacock Throne, a cornerstone of American strategy in the Middle East, crumbles. For decades, Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi had been Washington's staunchest ally in the region, a bulwark against Soviet influence. But within his borders, discontent simmered, fueled by perceptions of Western decadence, repression by his feared Savak secret police, and economic inequality. From exile in Paris, a new voice emerged, Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, whose message of Islamic governance and anti-imperialism resonated with millions. His return to Tehran in February was a seismic change. The revolution culminated in November, when student militants stormed the U.S. Embassy in Tehran. They seized 52 American diplomats and citizens, initiating a 444-day hostage crisis broadcast into every American home. This event did more than capture hostages. It captured the narrative. It severed diplomatic ties, forged an enmity that would define the next half-century, and marked the moment the United States lost Iran, replacing a strategic partner with an enduring adversary. Deep within fortified subterranean facilities, thousands of centrifuges spin at supersonic speeds. This is the heart of Iran's nuclear program, a source of national pride for Tehran and profound anxiety for the world. For years, crippling international sanctions sought to halt its progress, but the program continued to advance. Fearing a military confrontation, the Obama administration pursued a different path: diplomacy. Secret back-channel talks in Oman blossomed into formal negotiations between Iran and the P5+1 nations. The result, in 2015, was the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, or JCPOA. It was a landmark agreement. Iran would drastically limit its nuclear activities in exchange for the lifting of sanctions. For a brief moment, it seemed a new era of cautious engagement was possible. But the deal was built on a foundation of deep mistrust. In the United States, critics, including a rising political figure named Donald Trump, lambasted it as a flawed pact. In 2018, as president, Trump fulfilled his campaign promise, unilaterally withdrawing the U.S. from the agreement and reimposing devastating sanctions. The atomic gambit had failed, the deal was undone, and Iran, feeling betrayed, began to restart the very nuclear work the JCPOA had frozen, pushing the region back to the brink of a crisis. The Middle East conflict is often viewed as binary, but the modern power struggle is a complex triangle. At its corners are Washington, the superpower, Tehran, the revolutionary state, and Jerusalem, the regional heavyweight. For Israel, Iran's existence as a revolutionary state vowing its destruction is an existential matter. Its leaders watch Iran's nuclear ambitions and expanding regional influence with alarm. They see Tehran's support for Hezbollah and Hamas not as political maneuvering, but as the tightening of a strategic encirclement. This perspective finds a powerful echo in Washington. The special relationship between the U.S. and Israel ensures Israeli security concerns are a top priority for American foreign policy. Pro-Israel lobbying groups work to fortify this bond, shaping legislation and public opinion. This alignment creates a formidable front against Iran, driving policies of maximum pressure, coordinating intelligence, and presenting a united military posture. It is a triumvirate of interests and anxieties, where an action by one corner causes a reaction in the others, creating a perpetual cycle of tension that defines the region's fragile stability. There are no declarations of war, no massed armies at the border. The conflict between Iran and its adversaries is a war fought in the shadows, a clandestine struggle waged with cyber weapons, proxy forces, and targeted operations. It's a war where the first shot is often a line of malicious code. The Stuxnet computer worm, a weapon of unprecedented sophistication, famously infiltrated and damaged Iran's nuclear centrifuges without a single conventional explosive. It's a war where brilliant minds are considered targets, with a number of Iranian nuclear scientists meeting untimely ends in meticulously planned incidents on the streets of Tehran. Iran, in turn, masters its own form of asymmetric warfare. It cultivates a network of proxy forces, an axis of resistance, that extends its influence and projects its power across Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and Yemen, challenging its rivals without engaging in direct state-to-state conflict. The vital Strait of Hormuz becomes a stage for this shadow play, with mysterious incidents involving oil tankers. The conflict burst spectacularly into the open with the 2020 drone operation that eliminated top Iranian General Qasem Soleimani, demonstrating a new and audacious chapter in this unseen war, proving that the battlefield has no clear front lines. Beyond the public threats and diplomatic maneuvering, a more profound question lingers. Is there a secret blueprint? Analysts and intelligence insiders speak of quiet understandings and coordinated contingency plans between Washington and Jerusalem, an architect's design for a scenario they hope to avoid, but for which they must prepare. This alleged pact is not a formal treaty, but a shared strategic doctrine, a set of unwritten red lines. If Iran were to make a definitive dash for a nuclear weapon, or if one of its proxies were to launch a catastrophic attack on Israel, what would be the coordinated response? The concept harks back to Israel's begin doctrine of preemptive action against perceived existential threats. Whispers from anonymous officials hint at joint military exercises that are more than just routine training. They are rehearsals. They suggest a detailed, integrated plan of attack, combining American air and naval power with Israeli precision and regional proximity. Is this blueprint merely the ultimate deterrent, a ghost plan designed to keep Tehran in check through strategic ambiguity? Or is it a tangible, actionable strategy locked away in a secure vault, waiting for the one command that could set the entire Middle East ablaze? The architecture of a potential war may already be complete. It is a sliver of water, barely 21 nautical miles wide at its narrowest point, yet through this artery flows the lifeblood of the global economy. The Strait of Hormuz, separating Iran from Oman, is the world's most critical maritime choke point. Every day, nearly a fifth of the world's total oil consumption, carried in the bellies of colossal supertankers, navigates these congested waters. Control Hormuz, and you control a lever on the world's industrial heart. This geographic reality is not lost on Tehran. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy, with its fleet of small, fast attack craft and sophisticated anti-ship missiles, constantly patrols these waters, a visible and potent reminder of Iran's ability to shut down this passage at a moment's notice. In response, the United States Fifth Fleet stands a vigilant watch from its base in Bahrain, a steel bulwark against potential aggression. The tension is palpable. Here, advanced surveillance drones from both nations crisscross the sky, and warships play a daily cat-and-mouse game. It is a fragile peace, a standoff where a single miscalculation, a single stray shot, could plunge global markets into chaos and ignite a conflict with devastating consequences for the entire planet. The world holds its breath, watching the strait. Beyond the immediate flashpoints, a grander strategy is taking shape in the shadows of diplomacy. Whispers in Washington and Tel Aviv speak of a new Middle East, a radical realignment of power designed to permanently counter Iranian influence. The foundation of this vision is the Abraham Accords, landmark agreements normalizing relations between Israel and key Arab states like the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain. Publicly, it's a triumph of peace and economic cooperation. Privately, it forges a powerful new strategic bloc. Intelligence sharing on Iranian activities has intensified. Joint Air Force drills simulate complex missions, and a coordinated missile defense network is being integrated. The ultimate objective remains shrouded in ambiguity. Is this merely a sophisticated containment strategy, or the prelude to a more audacious plan, a concerted effort to dismantle Iran's network of proxies and perhaps destabilize the regime in Tehran? This new alliance, born of shared threats and secret understandings, is redrawing the map of the region. But as these powers stand on the precipice of tomorrow, the critical question is whether their actions will forge lasting stability or unleash a conflict far greater than any they sought to prevent.